Hi guys, and welcome to my channel Let's Create. I promised to bring my Frankenstein covers that I made out of fabric, and I wanted to show you them really quick. I am still packing my room up. It's stressful. We're going to see a house on Wednesday, hopefully Wednesday or this weekend, another one. So yeah, and it's like I want to create stuff, but I can't, because it's like when I'm gonna go do something, I know I have it and it's packed away. So but yeah, so I wanted to pack all these up too, and so I wanted to show them to you. I have no measurements. I could only walk you through what I did and what I made and how I made it. Again, I seldom use measurements in my stuff. I mean, I sit down and my mind just starts working, and that's what I do, and that's what I create, whatever comes into my mind from whatever I have. So let's get into it. This book I made to hold my art supplies. Sometimes I'm in the living room or my bedroom, wherever I am, I could just take it with me and I bring it downstairs, and it's all packed up into one book. So let's begin. I did this. This is a flower trim that I found that is so pretty. I have it in red too. I just love it. It's like, I don't know, this is like netting right here. I don't know if you can see it. And then they added the flowers, so this came like that. So I put it there to I don't know, to hide the crooked seams that I made because I'm not a sewer either. This part here, I found this in the Goodwill, and it was on a fabric, and I just kind of cut around it and I put it there, and I added the buttons and the strips of fabric on the top. Hem, I found it this summer. I went to it's a flea market, and they sell all sorts of stuff from new to old to used, and there was this guy there with a whole bunch of jewelry, and he was like, fill up a baggie, those big huge baggies, and give me $1 for whatever, you know, jewelry was there. Of course, granted, there was a lot of chains that were tangled, but I went through it patiently, and thank God that my husband was patient about it. So while I was going through that, he was looking on the opposite side of the station where I was. So I got him. He's a pin. Someone, I guess, created him. So what I did, I kept him as a pin, and I put lace around it, and I pinned it to the front. These are resin buttons. So I got that, and this is Sorry lace, I believe, that I got off at Esty. I don't know her name, but I seen a whole bunch of videos, and this is kind of YouTube videos, and a lot of the YouTubers, they use it, and they use it for all sorts of things. So I wanted to know what it was and what it felt like, so I sent for some, and I'm in love with this. So what I did was, inside, it's not sturdy. Again, I was experimenting, and this is a Frankenstein. I mean, it wasn't planned, okay? Inside is cardboard, but it's like really flimsy. So if I was to do this again, I would probably most likely use chipboard and not cardboard. So we open it up, and I put, yeah, I think I'm in focus. I put lace going around here. I added a pocket. I left the edges raw because it just kind of, to me, looked good. And I left this part here. By the way, this is made from a pillowcase, a cotton pillowcase that I purchased. So I want to show you, I mean, you can see where is Frankenstein. I mean, I don't it wasn't planned. I don't know how to sew, like, you know, I'm not a seamstress. I don't make quilts. I don't do anything. I just do the basic sewing. So I'm sure that the next one will probably be a little bit better, you know, but nonetheless, I made this pocket. I put lace here. I sewed it across around, and I added some of this, the border from the pillow. This is the border from the pillow. This is another border from the pillow. Okay, can you see it? Yes, you can. And this, of course, I found like that. I just kind of put it in tea. I tea-dyed it, okay, and then I just added onto that, and that becomes a pocket for my notes. On the back of that same pocket, I placed a button, and this is some sort of lace. I try to make a pocket out of it and hold it there. And again, I use the same lace. I just thought these were cute because they're like tassels. It came like that. So then I did another one here, and notice that here is plain, which I might just add ribbon to it because now I'm looking at this one. It looks cute. I added from the same scraps from the pillowcase. I added a lace through. I fed it through. And of course, for this one, I used my alcohol homemade inks, which worked fabulous. Another pocket, I keep my poems in here. This was just a piece that I had, which I think is beautiful. It's lace, and it has, I did not make it. It was like that, and I found it in the Goodwill. So I added it to that. Yeah, I love the Goodwill because you can find a lot of nice stuff in there. This same pocket, it's a sleeve, okay, and or a sheet, I don't know what you want to call it, but I added a zipper here, and again, it holds my, I'll show you. It holds my colored pencils. I'll show you these. These are absolutely amazing. So it holds my watercolor pencils. Then I made another pocket where it holds some homemade booklets, which I haven't sewn here yet. It's a signature with other ones. So either I draw on it or whatever I need it for. Let me remove that. That has water in it. Then I made another one. It has another pocket here. This is crocheted. And I believe this was a doily, crochet doily. So I cut it, I put it there, and I, ooh, that wet. It got wet from that water. Oh, great. Oh, geez Louise. Okay, so that would be another stain, and it's just giving it character. Let me move my sheet over so it won't get soaked. And, seriously. Okay, so that's another pocket. It'll dry. I'll put it out to dry. And then this is my wet drawing pad. I'll show you some of my cutesy drawings. I hope, can you see them? And yeah, some of them are not colored in, but these are my drawings. They're just, I just like to draw girls, women, faces. So that was my last one that I drew. Yeah. And my granddaughter got to that page. So that was the last one I made. Okay, so that's my drawings. I like to make my own drawings. What I'm planning to do with them is before I paint them, I'm gonna print them out. So that way, if I want to use it in my projects, I can. All of this is like so wet. I'm so sorry. I have such a big, huge mess in this room. All right, let me put it on the side so it can dry. And I have a drawing book, and I have a video on how I made these. Again, I believe that I cut them 2.5 by 2.5 or 2 by 2. Okay, I made a template and then I cut them. Now on these you have to cut them a little bit bigger, just because when you sew them up, okay, they kind of shrink, so to speak. Inside each one I put felt in there, not batting. I didn't like the way the batting was because I didn't want it to be thick like a pillow, so I used the felt in it into the squares. I don't know if you can notice why I call it Frankenstein is because none of the pillows are equal. See them? They're not equal at all. So and I'll explain in a minute how I did it. I made a tassel and I put all the colors and ribbons and fibers that would match the cover. That's the front, and that's the back. So what I did was I didn't want it to be plain, so on each square I put my favorite things that I had that I just called my attention. I love mermaids, so I put mermaids. I did a little fish here, little skeleton, plastic safety pins. I did a wooden chip, and I even did peekaboo boxes. Then I used something similar fabric. I like the raw edges. I just like the way it looks to me. It looks used and I love it. And then I sold it first and I didn't like the way it looks, so I sold the button there and I sold the other button there too. So they even have charms. I put charms on it, butterflies, buttons with lace around. So I kind of went off creating afterwards. I think that's my favorite part. The construction, I love creating it, but I think above all, what I loved about it was embellishing each square. So if you can see what I did, I made a whole bunch of squares. Okay, I sat down, I sewed up a whole bunch of squares. I cannot tell you how many, probably about, I don't know, 100 of them. It took me days to do it, but I would, in my spare time, would sit there. If I was cooking dinner, I would turn the TV on and I would start sewing squares. After I sewed the squares, I kind of laid them down next to each other and see how big I wanted it to be. Of course, I'm going to show you the inside. I gave it each like about 1/2 inch on each side, okay, and that's how I started adding them up. Here I want to show you why is a Frankenstein here. Look at that, that's not a full square. I had to do that square to add it up to make up for the inch to make it even from the top and the bottom. So see how it's all made? That's one square and I bent it over, okay, and then I added on. So because I didn't measure it, that's why I called it Frankenstein. And here it's coming apart, but I have to sew it. And here, like when it's closed, the book goes in. This is much larger than my book, but that's okay. It doesn't matter to me. I just think it's pretty. It has a place, and this is my drawing book. I have not started it at all. So here, when you close it, like the back will go in here, but when you open it, it kind of slides off. It doesn't stay. See how it comes out? But that's okay for me. It doesn't really matter. It's just covered, and I don't know, I just think it came out cute. Just you let me know what you think of this book. I don't want to go beyond 15 minutes because it takes forever to upload. But yeah, I'm gonna do a second part of the rest of the ones that I made, and I'll show you what I did with them. Okay, I hope that I have inspired you to make a Frankenstein book. I mean, a cover from fabric. I mean, really, literally, I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it did not come out that bad, even though it's a Frankenstein. But it's my Frankenstein. I love it. So I hope that I have inspired you in some way to go explore your bits and pieces of fabric and stuff, and you know, create something like that. Let me know below what you think, and if you do create one, leave a comment and on this video, and I'll go on your channel and I'll look at it and I'll leave you a comment. And if you like this type of stuff and this randomness that I am, because I'm a random person, subscribe to me. And yeah, and remember, in previous videos I'm cleaning and I'm going to be purging, and I cannot tell you when you know, we're going to find a house, but I am purging, and I am going to do a giveaway on my channel, just of appreciation to those who have subscribed to me and are still here with me. It's you just encourage me to keep doing what I do. It's just the love of art. So remember, go discover, explore, and inspire someone in your life. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.